Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bethalkis, and tonight I'm doing the Orville episode 4, Nothing Left on Earth Excepting Fishes, which is a line from The King and I. Yeah. Let's see here. I know I said 4 episodes in, depending on what I thought about this, if I was going to continue or not. And I believe after this, I might not be continuing. So let's get to spoilers. Spoiler alert. I'm going to be spoiling the episode. So if you haven't seen the episode, go and watch it or not, depending on your taste on things. And you can come back and watch the episode later on, or my video here. It's going to be in video form, and you can comment down below in the comments and leave me nasty grams and all that kind of stuff about how unwoke I am or how much of a prude bourgeois I am as well. So all I can say is, yeah, it was a better episode, I have to admit, than the last one, but not by much. Yeah, I do. Viking bitch, I do have that image of the finger on the paddle. It's sitting off on the other side of my computer here. It's thumbs down there, Slurmy Scott. It's you know what? I'm just gonna hit some high points here. How about that? I'll do that. Basically, we have Ed dating Janelle, the cartographer on the ship. Everyone pretty much knows about it except for Malloy. Malloy is not, being included into this. Kelly knows about it. So Malloy decides that in order to become popular with the girls, he's going to take the command test. So that's your plot B. Your plot A is Ed and Janelle taking a vacation. They're going to take the shuttle and go to some nearby planet and go and canoodle, all that kind of stuff, as they're saying. So we found out that, sorry, my dog's doing something weird off in the background here, which is just pretty damn funny. So we find out that it is actually 400 years into the future is where we're at. But people are obviously listening to Billy Joel and still watching movies from the 1950s. So, yeah, that kind of works. Sure, why not? They're taking off on the shuttle to go to this other ship, to this other planet, and they're playing Billy Joel because they got the rights to the song. And Ed's talking about, he tells Janelle that it's Billy Joel, and she goes, "An Earth guy, right?" Which was the first thing off in my head that went off. I'm like, yeah, so she's not human. And then, yeah, if you didn't know Janelle was a Krill by the time they got captured by the Krill ship, then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It was really kind of painfully obvious. It wasn't plotted out all that well. Yeah, exactly, Viking bitch. Janelle was a Krill, saw that coming a mile away. I feel spoiled by Future Man is what you said. Exactly. Future Man has so much more smarts going for it, even though it's got much more juvenile humor, but it's done so well. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I'm trying to be nice and not, not hurt people's feelings who like the show. Granted, I understand people really, really like this show. I don't now at this point. I really loved season 1. Season 1 was good. This season, I don't know what's going on, but it's like someone was just kind of writing Star Trek: The Next Generation episodes and taking out plot. And going, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna ape a Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, and we're not gonna advance it at all. We're not gonna advance the writing. We're gonna leave it in the 90s, and we're gonna date it to hell by just using really old references. Yeah, exactly, Viking bitch. I want my juvenile humor and smart writing. Yeah, the first season was much, much better. And he is trying very hard this season to be Star Trek because, yeah, I know Star Trek Discovery isn't great. And everyone's saying this is the new Star Trek. I get it. He's got a lot to live up to, and he's trying to do this. He needs to just make it his own thing at this point, and it's not. It's just, it's a poor man's Star Trek Next Generation. That's all I'm going to say. It really is. And the humor in it isn't coming off right. There's scenes that are running on too long that feel forced. Like that whole opening scene with him and Janelle watching the movie, and it just was really weird. Hey, Belinda. Yeah, that's fine. I know a lot of people can't watch until tomorrow or later on, but wow. We did get some new creatures in, the Shaktal, as they're called, and we find out they're the enemies of the Krill because they've been going in and raiding some of the Shaktal's colonies and killing the Shaktal to take over their areas. There was an interesting delivery in there about Ed talking about civilizations being shocked they can go one of either way when they go out into space, and they learn that they are not the center of the universe anymore. And so they embrace that, or they become so scared by it that they embrace religion and all that and go the entire other way and become xenophobes, which was interesting. It's an old storyline as well that's been in sci-fi. He's kind of touched on it a little bit. He does these really light touches on things, and it's in the weirdest of locations too. I mean, I'm sitting here writing this down in my notes and going, okay, so we're talking about civilization, and then he says, oh, well, if the Janelle that I know is in there a little bit, let me know. And he goes to go to sleep, and she goes, turn on your side because you snore when you lay on your back. I'm like, okay, this is all within like 30-40 seconds that you put all this in there. It's like, maybe you want to draw this out a little bit more and shorten the scenes of the really awkward sitting in front of watching a movie, a 1950s movie, and awkwardly, there was a lot of weird shit that's going on in this series. I don't know what the difference is between season 1 and season 2, what happened, but damn, that's all I can say. So in the end, they end up landing on a planet because the Shaktal take over the Krill ship. They want his command codes, and it was all a trick. She somehow infiltrates the Union and gets to become a lieutenant and tricks her way aboard the ship because, everyone can do that. Again, if you can fake your way into a Union command position, then what the hell is the Union doing? What kind of security protocols do they have in place? Again, yes, maybe I'm overthinking it. It's a sci-fi show. I should suspend my disbelief. But when you have some really stupid shit going on in your writing, I can't suspend my disbelief on this stuff because it just, it's poor writing at this point. So, long story short, they're on the planet. The day is going to last 23 days long because, the writers have it that way, and, it has nothing to do with physics at all. And he needs to save them by setting up the beacon. He calls, of course, the Orville. The Orville comes to save them. They bring her aboard the ship, and he reaches out an olive branch by saying, okay, I'm going to release you to the Krill, but bring a message to your people saying that we want to talk. And then, of course, he gives her a chip with Billy Joel's greatest hits on it. So, and Malloy learns a lesson in command by doing that. And everything is nice in the end. I'm literally kind of like thumping my head against the wall back here, just like clunk, clunk, as I'm watching this episode, knowing where it's going. And I'm really not going to be reviewing any further from here, just because it's just annoying the shit out of me at this point. And again, like I said, I don't want to review stuff that I'm not enjoying, and I'm not enjoying the show anymore. I'll probably continue to watch it here and there to see if it picks up at all, but I'm done reviewing this show. There's a lot more stuff out there that I can actually review that's better. So Jody says, so like Darlium, where a day lasts 25 years. Yeah. Or what was that planet that Riddick landed on? That the day lasts a year or something like that, or the night lasts. Yeah, whatever. So let's see what everyone's saying here. Movie says, I didn't see the episode yet, just came home from glass and backslide from flu. Damn you. You got the flu again. Sorry, man. Pen Farm Girl, hey, how's it going? Jody, yeah, Jody, so my verdict is no. Not really digging it. And Slurming Scott says, I warned you about pneumonia. My sister-in-law has been to urgent care 3. Okay, so you're talking about pneumonia. Yeah, go get that shit checked out, Fanobi, if you've got it. Battle Marcus 8 says, I didn't see this episode, but I love season 1. I just hope that after seeing this episode, I don't finally give up on the series. It depends on how tolerant you are, Battle Marcus, of bad writing. That's all I'm going to say. It just... there's so much. We are in an age right now of really, really well-written television, and it pisses me off that stuff like Counterpart is on the verge of being canceled when shit like this is on the air right now. Orville, I'm going to say this right now: #save Counterpart, because fuck the Orville at this point. It's got its following. It's going to be on for years and years. I don't care. It's a bad show, and there, I've said it. So save Counterpart instead. I'd rather see something well written, smart, that isn't getting any love actually get saved versus something that's vapid and aping a 30-year-old show at this point. Because quite honestly, what the hell? Yeah, that's about as much of an outburst as you're going to get from me on this show. I've been keeping it in. I've been watching. I've been reading a lot of the Counterpart tweets going on today, and it's been getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm pretty sure that Counterpart's done after this season, just because Stars sucks balls, and so does Lionsgate. And I'm pretty much done with Stars after this. I won't be reviewing American Gods because I will not pay Stars any more fucking money after this. So there you go. Yeah, sorry it turned into a Save Counterpart video near the end here, but yeah, I'm not reviewing the Orville anymore either. I'm done with this. Yeah, Movie Fanobi, exactly. Seth did try too hard to be Star Trek because of STD and its failures, and it's not worth it. Jody, I wish Amazon would take up Counterpart. They definitely need to. Them or Netflix, one of the two. Netflix just, up their rates. So what the hell, man? Somebody buy it, bring it aboard, because it's not getting any love at Stars. Stars, again, sucks balls. So does Lionsgate. And you know what? Fuck them both at this point. That's all, Yeah, exactly, Jody. #save Counterpart. I've already got that going on Twitter right now. I've been retweeting some of the woman who plays Claire, some of her tweets. She has been kind of, how shall I say this, not really coming out and saying that it's been canceled as of yet, but pretty much all of her tweets, it sounds like it's been, it's being canceled. And we're only in episode 6 at this point. Jody says, but with Bezos' current problems with his divorce, would he have time to save Counterpart 2? He signed a prenup, man. They have a prenup going on, and they're just talking about how they're going to split up the $137 billion that he's worth. So I think it should be fine. Mr. Pants 666 says, I just watched Orville episode. Wow. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I did not. I am not going to be covering it anymore. I'm sorry. I will be doing Gotham later on tonight at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That one I will be continuing because I actually did like Gotham that was on tonight. I'm not really, holding Gotham at too high of a standard. I am holding Orville a little bit higher of a standard now at this point, and it's not too much higher, honestly, and it didn't reach that standard at all. So there we go. Yeah, Viking Bitch, I saw you put out a bunch of saved Counterpart tweets today too. Thank you. That's really that's very cool. Hopefully it actually catches on and, goes out there. I'm going to be doing a video about that probably later this weekend as well. So, yeah, Pen Farm Girl, I understand. It's going to be late for you guys that are out in the East Coast that aren't going to be able to stay up for the Gotham one. That's fine. It was fun. It was a lot of damn fun. That's all I can say. So, Movie Fanobi says, hashtag save Counterpart, hashtag space bonium. Ask your doctor if space bonium is right for you. That's right. Exactly, Mr. Pants 666. I'm glad you get that. In the end, it's all just our opinions. Exactly. It really doesn't make any difference whether or not, I like it. If you liked it, perfect. That's what's great about this, is we all have our all different opinions, and we all like, what we like. I mean, I like a lot of crap shows. Trust me. I watch the CW, man. And exactly, Move for Nobody. Around here it is hashtag pants optional. Who knows? I might not be wearing pants right now. So you never know for certain. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Be sure to come on back at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, if you can, for the Gotham review. Gotham episode 3, Penguin, Our Hero, which is going to be interesting. Yeah, you know what, Filthy? I wanted to take a look at Supernatural. I heard about it after the fact, that there was a Winchester family reunion. I was like, holy shit, they actually got him back. I didn't think I would ever see that. But you want me to stay on a little bit longer, Joe? Let me see where I'm at on time here. I could stay on for a couple of minutes longer. I am trying to keep these at around 20 to 30 minutes long, roughly, on the reviews, just so I don't overwhelm people. Slurmy Scott says, I totally agree about Orville, just doesn't do it for me. Yeah. And Battle Marcus 8 says, didn't see Counterpart. Is it worth seeing it? That most likely it will be canceled. It's definitely worth seeing it, Battle Marcus. It is, if you like espionage, if you like sci-fi, it's fringe, but actually well done fringe. That's pretty much what I can say in a nutshell. It's the show that Fringe wanted it to be. Exactly, Move Fanobi. Opinions are like assholes. Sometimes they sneak in a deadly whisper. Sometimes the thunder rolls. Exactly. But they all stink in the end. Oh, man. Mr. Pants 666 says, gonna watch STD now. I'm not excited. I feel for you, man. I just can't bring myself to pay for CBS All Access. It's not worth it. Quite honestly, there's nothing on there that I'm interested in seeing. Slurmy Scott says, Night Owl won't be here for Gotham. We can chat on Saturday morning. People like shorter reviews. Not that I don't want to chat now. Not a problem, man. No, God. Filthy News says, I kind of had a feeling it would be canceled. I personally liked Orville tonight. Yeah, like I said, everyone likes different things. I had a feeling that Counterpart was getting canceled as well, just because it was something that I really liked. And usually if I really, really like a show, that's usually the death knell for it right there. It means that it's going to go. If I just kind of casually like a show, it's okay. It's going to last forever. If I don't care about a show, it's definitely going to be on for years, like the Orville, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the show that will not die, things like that. So Stephen Klein says, excuse me, I need to Aja. Oh, you need to what was it? Jaloja? Yeah, that's it. There we go. Yeah, exactly, Jody. Jean-Claude Van Johnson. That was an awesome show, and they left it on a fucking cliffhanger and they canceled it. Yeah. Slurmy Scott says, I actually rewatched the Future Man reviews for the laughs. Yeah, man, it's I can't say enough about Future Man. For those of you who are just watching this video and you kind of stumble across it, I do a whole bunch of different reviews. Future Man, Orville, of course, is ending here. Gotham, Deadly Class, I'm going to be doing as well. You can take a look at all of this in my library of stuff. I have it actually mapped out by show. On Saturdays, I actually do a show of all the news of the week. It's Saturday morning blast off is what I call it. And come on by. We actually sit in the chat, people chat, and we talk about all the news that's happening during the week. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. We do it for like an hour, hour and a half, however long it's going to go. Yes, I do want to do Umbrella Academy. I love the book, Jody. Umbrella Academy definitely is something that I want to, which means it's going to get canceled because I love the book, and if I really love the show, that means it's going to get canceled. That's all. And yes, Stephen Klein, Babylon 5 was one of my favorites. It was really, really good. Yeah. Viking Bitch says, sorry, not sorry. Future Man is better than the Orville. Yeah, it is. Future Man is heads and tails above the Orville. And the funny thing is, the commercials that they kept showing during the Orville for Future Man were better than anything that was in the episode of Future Man tonight. Just those little clips, those 30-second commercials were much better than anything that was shown on Orville tonight. So, or I just saw Penn Farm Girl saying, oh, please, yes, I like John-Claude Van Johnson, but Firefly, Sarah Connor, Crusade, etc. Yeah, so many things. One of my favorite things that Seth MacFarlane did was when he brought back Family Guy, the very first episode, when he brought it back to Fox, and they're talking about that they're coming back, and he says, yes, but only if, and he just rattles off every single show that Fox had canceled for like, I don't know, 5-10 years, something like that. And Peter Griffin is just naming all these shows, blah, 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 blah. Only if all those shows are canceled, then we can come back. And I was like, wow, that was just a finger to Fox right there. I mean, just a big finger. Don't get me wrong. Seth MacFarlane does some good stuff. Again, like I said, I love season 1, but season 2 has just been garbage. I mean, just really bad. I know you guys love Farscape. I couldn't get into it. I'm sorry. And I'm kind of surprised that one didn't last on the air because, I didn't like it. Jody says, oh, come on, Dennis. It hasn't even come out yet. Have a little faith. Maybe it'll be the rare good and doesn't get canceled shows. Jody, if it does, that'll be the first for me because usually, like I said, it hasn't happened yet where I really love a show and it stays on the air. Yeah, it usually gets canceled. So Slurmy Scott says, yikes, stabbed in the heart, the Orville dies a slow death. Not really. It's going to live on well into old age. I'll probably retire by the time it gets canceled. Penn Farm Girl says, do we all feel like if we love it, it will get canceled? I don't think I can love it, honestly. It just, yeah, I don't know. Viking Bitch says, I could tell I wasn't invested in this show when I was paying attention to how much Seth raised his eyebrows. Yeah, the acting that he's doing is so weird. Okay, I thought I was the only one. I'm glad, Viking Bitch, you brought that up. The acting that Seth is doing in these last couple episodes have been just very weird. He's doing weird shit with his face, and then also the editing, it seems like, I don't know what they're doing. They're staying on scenes way too long to the point where you can almost hear the clapboard go, okay, cut. And they're still sitting there going, okay, can I get my latte? Oh, wait, are we still rolling? That's almost what it feels like half the time when they're doing this. Mr. Pants 666, what's your opinion on the original Twilight Zone? The Rod Serling stuff was awesome. The 90s stuff was awesome as well. I'm looking forward to what Jordan Peele's got going on too. I know he's going to be narrating it. It's going to be, he's going to do the opening like the Rod Serling stuff. I don't know how I feel about them redoing old episodes. That's the only thing I don't know about. Again, I don't like seeing reboots of stuff. There's so much shit out there right now that, in books, as you can see behind me, books over here that need to be done. That can be done as TV shows, as movies, things like that. You don't need to reboot everything every 5 years. Quantanglement, by the way, I love the name Quantanglement. And just saw Orville episode 4. I thought it was good. Liked last week's episode 2. Wasn't crazy about the first 2. Again, it was a serviceable episode, but it wasn't anything great. And it was a generic Star Trek The Next Generation episode, which had beats that you could see coming from a mile away. That's all. Jody says the 80s stuff was pretty good too. Totally got freaked out when I watched Twilight Zone in the 80s and 90s. Even their spin-off Twilight Zone Presents the Monsters. I don't remember that one, Jody. I don't remember Twilight Zone Presents the Monsters. It's kind of funny. This has turned into anything but the Orville episode. I might have to change... I might have to change the thumbnail on this a little bit to add everything else into it. It's almost turned into a Saturday blast off only on Thursday. Yeah, man, I don't know. That's how bad this episode was for me, is that I don't even want to talk about it, honestly, because it didn't do anything for me. Yeah, exactly, Viking bitch. That's how invested we all are. Let's talk about anything else. It is a mixed bag, Mufinobi. I don't feel bad, Pen Farm Girl, honestly. It was a disappointing episode and made me just not want to watch the series anymore. And that was what it was. I was like, okay, Mr. Pan 666, did you laugh at any bit in the Orville? I didn't. That was the other thing too, is I saw where the comedy, what they were trying to do, and it was like crickets going on. I was staring at the screen going, okay. I actually got up at one point and had it running and I could hear it, and I started playing with the dog a little bit too. Because it was that predictable and kind of boring for me. So I got up for about a minute and played with the dog a little bit because she was demanding a little bit of attention. And yeah, there we go. Battle Marcus 8. And anyone know when Legion season 3 is coming? I like a lot of shows, but Legion, that one. Dude, I love Legion. I'm looking for my Legion pin. Where is it? Here. It's sitting right over here. I always have it nearby. There you go. Legion. Dude, yes, definitely love that show. Season 3, I don't know when it's coming out. I know Noah Hawley is working on like 2 movies. And he's also working on Fargo. It's supposed to be coming out sometime this year, but they haven't said when. They just released some news of who they hired on for, as another role. I actually talked about that on Saturday. And it took me a little while. The picture I used on Saturday's podcast for the thumbnail of that, I didn't realize, but David is wearing, the jacket that he's wearing is from The Prisoner, the old Patrick McGowan TV show. He's wearing a prisoner jacket. And I started thinking more and more about what he's doing, what Noah Hawley is now doing with the Legion. And I'm like, oh shit, he actually has been mimicking The Prisoner, the TV show. I've been rewatching that, by the way, too, because it's on Amazon Prime. And if you haven't seen The Prisoner, by the way, the Patrick McGowan show of the 60s, awesome show. Go and watch it. I can't recommend it highly enough. What breed of dog? Or Slurmy Scott is what you guys are asking. What breed of dog? Slurmy Scott says, my dog just hops on the bed and lays on my legs. He weighs 60 pounds, but he loves me. Yes, dogs are like that. Oh, Morks. I don't think Morks has seen this one yet. So I think he said he was going to wait until tomorrow to see it. Pen Farm Girl says, I'm finally watching The Prisoner. What do you think, Pen Farm Girl? You've seen a couple episodes, I take it. So, oh, you liked it, Morks? Okay. Oh, that's right. You were about 20 minutes in when you said when I started. Yeah, Jody, the Alara episode was okay until the the whole stranger danger stuff, the home invasion stuff, which it was just, dude, it was funny. Yeah, movie Finobi. Yeah, it's a lot more involved than just like a James Bond. See, James Bond was popular at the time, but at the same time, so was kind of the anti-establishment, if you will. And so Patrick McGowan put this show together, and there's a lot of stuff that resonates with today. It's kind of weird. I hadn't seen it in a while. I used to watch it on PBS back in the day, and now rewatching it again, like decades later, I'm sitting there going, "Oh shit, okay, yeah, that's actually pretty interesting." And yes, I can't wait for Legion as well, Viking bitch. I don't. She says I don't care if we get more. If we only get one more, or at least we'll get one more season of pure art. Yeah, I think this is going to be the last season for Legion because he's just Noah Hawley's burning the candle at both ends. So Jody says I think it was because I liked seeing Phlox as a baddie, but so far Orville's been not so good this season, which is weird. Is it going to have 20 plus episodes? No, I think it's only supposed to be 13 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. It's either 10 or 13. I can't remember offhand, but I believe it's 13. Mork says, but it's because I'm comparing it to the previous 3, and it's not like it ended and I was like, wow, what an episode. It was good, but that's it. Yeah, it was a very average episode, and I unfortunately, have recall of stuff that pops up like the Star Trek Next Generation episodes, and I know all the episodes that he's pulled from. That's the whole thing, and I'm like, well, yeah, you pulled that from here, you pulled that from there, okay, and yeah, I'm just not really digging it. Quantanglement says, didn't the Organians predict the humans and Klingons would be friends in the future? This episode 4 probably is the genesis of a parallel with Union and Krill. Yeah, it's exactly that. They're Klingons, and yeah, they are doing that. I honestly was more interested in the Shaktal or the orcs that they had going on. I was like, oh wow, he's added Lord of the Rings to this as well. When are we going to see more of them? The enemy of my enemy kind of thing. And I was thinking, okay, you guys know that these guys are Krill enemy now. You know where they're at. How about you go out and talk to the Shaktal and maybe try and bring them in as well. Mr. Pan 666, what's your opinion on Supergirl? I gave up on it. I actually like Supergirl, but then again, I like the cheesy CW stuff. It's a little too preachy at times. There's some stuff in it that's really preachy. I gloss over the preachy stuff, and I'm like, okay, I go off and do something. Then I come back. I'm like, okay, we're back to the story again. But yeah, I like the CW stuff. Yeah. And I dig the soundtrack that Black Lightning's been putting down lately. It's been pretty damn good as well. Storyline sometimes, but the soundtrack is awesome. Especially when they're doing as a blast from the past, I'm Afraid of Americans in conjunction with the Metas. And I was like, wow, I forgot about that song, but it actually does fit really well with this. It's pretty cool. So, by the way, I'm Afraid of Americans. If you hadn't heard that song, it's David Bowie and Trent Reznor. They did that in the 90s, late 90s, I want to say, or early 2000s, something like that. Interesting song. If you can get the remix versions of it, there's like about 8 different remix versions of it out there. I used to have it at one point in time. I haven't gotten to Young Justice season 3. I haven't plunked down the money yet for DC Universe. So, and Flash this season, they need to start getting away from time travel. That's all it is. Every time they do time travel, man, they screw shit up a lot, in more ways than one. Well, Quantanglement, the thing that got me, the Choctaw were making like orc sounds, like the kind of sounds, and it kind of made me laugh a little bit. Okay, I did laugh. That was what I laughed at. I laughed at the orc sound that they made. There you go. I did laugh at one thing. Jody says episode 4 was particularly delightful. Can't wait to know your thoughts when you see it. Oh, you're talking about Future Man episode 4. So I am going to be doing Future Man episode 3 tomorrow night. So there we go. Make sure you get your cluster involved with that. Oh, Young Justice. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I loved Young Justice. And someone actually published an article, and I started laughing. They were saying Young Justice is officially better than Batman the Animated Series, and I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because without Batman the Animated Series, you would not have Young Justice. So flush that shit down the toilet. Wrap it up in some toilet paper. Flush it down the toilet. There you go. Mr. Pan 666 Orville again. M8. You seen orcs? I seen Remens. That's right. The Remens. I forgot about them. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, some more Star Trek for you. So you're right about that. Man, he's just ripping off a lot of the Star Trek stuff. Didn't even think about that, quite honestly, because all I saw was orcs. Someone had mentioned Lord of the Rings earlier today, and it was in the back of my head. Battle Marcus 8 says season 2 of Legion is not just a show, it's an adventure. I already watched it 3 times, but I still want to watch it again. Yeah, man, season 2 of Legion is trippy. I can understand how people don't like it. It's very art nouveau, if you will. And the story is kind of hard to follow at times. I understand this. Like when I watched season 1 the first time, the first couple episodes, I was like, what the hell is this? And I didn't like it. And then I got past episode 4 and I was like, oh shit, this is actually really damn good. And I had to go back again and watch it again. So, yeah, exactly, Jody. That's a bit of a stretch. Young Justice is a spiritual successor to the Bruce Timm era DC animated series, but it's not better than Batman the Animated Series. Exactly. Batman the Animated Series spawned pretty much everything that you're seeing now in the DC universe. That's coming out animation-wise, movie-wise as well. Yes, I'm going to say movie-wise as well. And without that, DC, I don't think would have been around, to tell you the truth. I think DC would have kind of gone away. So, where are we at here on time? I need to, also set up for the next one as well. So, the Orville Star Trek Rediscovery. That is pretty funny. I don't know. It's the Ortrek, the Ortrek Recycled. There we go. The Ortrek Recycled. That's what it's going to be called. The Ortrek Recycled. I don't think. Well, you know what? I think that would be kind of funny, Mr. Pan 666, if Seth ends up getting sued by CBS or Paramount, or either one. I mean, considering that they've been suing everybody else that tries to do a Star Trek show. So, who knows? He is protected by Fox and now Disney, I guess. So, no, Jody, the Ortrek Recycled. That was what it's called. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to go and get set up for Gotham here at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, if you like what you see or you don't, you can hit the subscribe button. You can also hit the like and the dislike button. They're both down here as well. If you want to see when the next video that I'm going to be doing is coming up, make sure you hit the bell, ring that bell so you know when it's coming on. And also, you're going to see a subscribe button up here. And there's going to be some videos up here that are geared towards your liking, videos from my library that you may or may not like, depending on what your preference is. Again, I tell you to come by at 8:30 p.m. tonight for Gotham. Other than that, tomorrow night, Friday night, I'm going to be doing Future Man episode 3. Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I talk about all the news of the week, genre news, and anything else you guys want to talk about. Because I really want to talk about John Wick 3 Parabellum, which is fucking awesome. So, yes, and hashtag Chucklefucks, exactly it. So, thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Battle Marcus 8, you should watch Utopia season 1. It's still better than season 2, but still a really good trippy show. You know, I've heard of it. I'd have to see if I can find some time. I've got so many things that are in my queue at the moment. It's hard to squeeze more stuff in. So yeah, and I still have to see Glass at some point as well, because that's coming out tomorrow. I might go see that tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. So again, take a look at the subscribe button over here. Take a look at the videos over here. Other than that, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up getting orked by Seth MacFarlane. Good night, everyone.